Oh, so you mad. No, you mad, mad. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Married to Medicine. This is season 9, episode 4, baby. And I ain't never seen our pal Grimace this angry. I've seen him bothered, but never ever have I seen Eugene angry. We're going to talk about it. Listen. I'm really shocked. I'm really shocked by it. But let's go back to where we actually ended out at. We were over at Contessa's house. Her and Heavenly was screaming like two damn fools. Screaming and yelling, and child, you could hear the echo going off throughout this huge old house and banging off the walls. Honey, they screaming. I said, oh! Screaming. Child, then Heavenly ended up being mad at Simone for being part of setting up the ambush. So she's like pissed with Simone. I'm like, whoa. I mean pissed with Simone. It's like, oh, you're fake and this, that thing, and the other. Then Contessa, I said, well, who does that? Contessa left everybody and went upstairs in her room and closed her door. And then I got a question because I'm nosy. Girl, where was Scott? Where was Scott? Are you and Scott in the same room? Because Scott, I know he used to be in the theater room. When y'all was feuding, Scott used to be hiding out in the theater room. But then you all were in the theater room, and then you went up to the bedroom. Where was Scott? I ain't seen no Scott, honey. But anyway, that's probably me being too nosy. Go on and tell me, Contessa. Just don't be hollering, girl, because I ain't got it for all that screaming and yelling. Just tell me to mind my damn business. Don't worry about where your husband is. But until you do, girl, where was Scott at, honey? Anyway, with my messy sort of. So she leaves her company in her house, and she just goes to her room, and she's taking her hair down and getting herself ready for bed. And I'm like, did I miss something? That was just as crazy. Like, can we pretend that what are we doing here? I mean, I don't know. Like, it's supposed to be reality TV. Would you actually get pissed off having a party and leave everybody in your house and go to bed? Anyway, didn't say goodnight, didn't say nothing, just ignorant. Ignorant. I said, oh my, okay. Then, next thing you know, Quad and Simone start. Because, of course, Quad pissed. She's pissed now with Heavenly and what Heavenly has said about her. She's pissed, but she's standing back and kind of looking at it in a newfound Quad fashion. Because, you know, listen, one of the things everybody know about Quad is Quad's #1 priority as pertains to this stuff here. It's about Quad, period. Which you heard. Quad first, and then we see how y'all doing, honey. Put the oxygen on you first, and then check the others. So she's taking this new approach where it's like, okay, well, wait a minute now. Yeah, I'm pissed, but this was wrong. This wasn't really right. This wasn't done that way. I said, well, check out Quad. But she was, you know, saying, you know, the whole ambush of it all just wasn't right. And it doesn't matter what you all say. I understand y'all are feeling some kind of way, and so do I. But all that ambushing, it wasn't effective, and it wasn't right, because it wasn't about, and I love how she put this, because it really did make sense. It wasn't about getting through to Heavenly. It was about getting Heavenly. And that's the truth. That is the truth. They wanted to embarrass her on film the way that she's embarrassed them in the public eye. And they wanted to get her. Now, in Love and War, all's fair. All's fair. But we didn't know we were warring. We didn't know we were warring. Heavenly had said what she said and thought that she was good. That's just because Heavenly's a little delusional at times. Because I don't know why you thought you was going to get away with all of this stuff and talking all this shit. And ain't nobody going to say nothing. Now, Heavenly, stop it. But anyway, Quad and Simone get the falling out. Quad's like, well, fuck you, and I'm out of here. And she get up, and then the two of them is screaming. And you know, both of them is loud, child. So they was loud, and now they in this theater room, and their voices is bouncing off of these ceilings. And I said, oh, I don't put all you heifers out my house. But they was screaming and hollering, and then her and Simone have really come a long way. Because Simone's stupid. And Simone gonna say in the middle of them screaming and yelling back and forth, and this is America, and I got choices. Baby, I damn near fell off of this couch. And Quad couldn't even keep arguing because she done bust out laughing. Then Simone done bust out laughing. And child, they both see just how ridiculous the whole thing was. And they just, nobody had to fix it. Nobody had to go into a corner. It was just one of them moments where, I mean, they was getting it good too. And I don't give a good goddamn so. And this is America. It's like, what? America? Who the hell's talking about America? What, you done pulled a flag out your purse? What are you talking about? Child, it was hilarious. Hilarious. Done in true Simone fashion. Simone, what the hell that mean? She said, I got choices. Man, fell out laughing. So they've come a long way. A long way. I got nervous when they started. I was like, oh, Lord. We really going backwards, y'all. But that was funny as hell. Then Jackie ended up going out. Jackie slid out. You know, Jackie's so quiet. Jackie slid on out. You know, because Heavenly left. She was outside in the parking lot. Jackie went out and really talked to Heavenly, calmed her down. And Heavenly said, you know, yeah, I was really sidetracked by it. And it's pissing me off because, you know, the whole ambushing of it all. And she's saying, you know, why didn't Contessa just call me? Yes, that's the point too. I mean, there's a lot of valid points here, but it's the delusion for me. It's the delusion of the fact that you don't feel like you did anything wrong, Heavenly. Like, and then some other stuff came up. Like, we're going to talk about it all. Anyway, so Jackie gets her calmed down. Then Jackie comes back in, and after everybody else is, you know, have left, because everybody else have their own little separate conversations in the house and everything. And Jackie went on upstairs, knocked on the door. She's the last one there. Everybody else was going there, going home. Knocked. She asked Contessa to come in. Of course, she let Jackie in. Everybody loved Dr. Jackie. She came in. Jackie talked to her, you know, hugged her, let her talk, you know, and Jackie got her calm, but Contessa's on one, okay? When she said this, I was like, oh, jeez. When she said she was reckless, now I get to be reckless. I said, oh, so we not stopping no time soon. We gonna play tit for tat, and that's that. That's my game. That's the game I play. That don't never get better before it get worse. That gets downright nasty. That's my game. You were reckless? Now it's my turn. Child, we in for some mess. You hear me? So, all right, whatever. So, anyway, Anila want to be on the team. That's what she sees winning, and I'm just gonna say I said it. She just want to be with whatever looks like it's gonna be the winning team. Child, girl, boo. Anyway, moving on. I already told y'all you're not gonna hear me saying too much about Anila until she do something that really sparks me, because right now I'm still saying, why is she here, Ike? Why is she here? It's just ridiculous. Anyway, moving on. So Simone and Toya actually get talking, and they meet up and they talk, and for whatever reason, they're blaming Anila and um, they're blaming Anila and Quad for coming. When they came in, they kind of shifted the energy. They shifted the energy. And I'm like, what? Anila was the first person that came through that didn't really agree with the ambush. When she got there, the other three, Contessa, Toya, and Simone, were the collaborators of the bullshit. So, yeah, I guess y'all that little 8th grade stuff y'all got going right there, and that's the best. And they're saying that Anila and Quad got their heads so far up Heavenly's ass. I'm like, not in the least. Not in the least. But whatever. Now, one thing that I did agree with is where they said she never speaks on her marriage, and she doesn't, and she never has. That's always been one of my things with Dr. Heavenly. I don't know why they let her get away with it, but that's really your own fault, all of you. That's you all. Y'all got to take ownership for that. That's a monster that you all created. From the time she came to the show, she has never let you all in to her inner workings with her children, nor with her husband. She's only showed you good things about her children. She's only told you good things about her marriage. And half of the shit y'all don't even believe. But in the same time, you all created the monster because y'all don't let her, y'all don't make her share her inner workings, but y'all continually share your inner workings. So she got all your tea where you ain't got none of hers. So it makes the scales like this. She got y'all's ass by the throat. Y'all ain't nobody be mad at but y'all. But it is true. It is true. And all they're going to do now is really be on her. They're going to put their foot on her neck trying to find out stuff about her. That's all. That's all. That's all this is going to be. But anyway, that's the nature of the beast. How long did you really think it was going to go on, Heavenly, that you would be able to play this game the way you played it? Anyway, so Anila meets up with Heavenly, and she's talking to Heavenly. And that little conversation, I said, here's why you into it with Quad, honey. You and Quad, y'all ain't gonna make it. Not like this. She says, yeah, girl, Quad had told me. I said, oh, shit. Quad told me that Eugene has said in front of a whole group of people that Toya was the worst mistake he ever made. Now, I could believe that. No shade. No shade to Toya at all. But I can definitely believe that. I can believe that, and I can see him feeling that way. Because, girl, you do... Girl. First of all, I poke fun and I laugh. I call Eugene and Toya Grimace and the Fry Guy. Let's just be honest. Let's be real honest here. First of all, Eugene is a doctor. Do you understand? He's a doctor. He's not no dummy. He is a hell of a work ethic. A hell of a work ethic. He's a heavy man, but he ain't no bad-looking man by far. He's not a bad-looking man by far. Eugene could replace Toya like that. The only thing that I think in that whole thing, he does love her. She is like his best friend. I mean, but how long do you hang on to that when you make some of the mistakes that she makes and you act the way that she acts? The fact that she's his best friend is why he's allowed her to get so out of hand. She's like a Barbie doll of his. But if it wasn't for those two boys, I don't think Toya had no real holding power to Eugene. Toya could be replaced like this. Like this. Do you understand me? Toya ain't bringing shit to the table. Nothing. Nothing that we can see. What, you got some good booty? Child, hey, Miss New Booty. Every year you get older, there's another girl coming right behind you, and guess what? Her booty better. They creating them. Every year that you get older, there's a new model coming through. A new model, the Maximum, the Magnum, 200, 400, 600. There's always another. You could be replaced. If it was not for those two little beautiful little boys that you have, baby, you'd have no staying power. You girl, you might be actually by yourself already, and especially if you're making that kind of comment. I thought he didn't notice. I thought only we noticed. So, like I said, Eugene ain't no fool. Now, your behaviors, Miss Toya, is foolish. You better try to straighten up, tighten up, sis, and try to hold on to your husband. But how many times have we told you that in the past 9 seasons? Do you, sis? But anyway, I'm like, Heavenly, you ain't had no business telling Anila that, because Anila can't hold cool inside of an ice cube. She can't. She runs her mouth all the time and always out of pocket, always out of turn, always out of sync. Just always, always. Why are you talking to her? Anyway, that's the biggest mistake you made. Sit down with her, because she give clown mania. Anyway, then she does this whole thing. Anita was like, no, girl, seriously now. Quad had your back. In the whole thing, she really had your back. And, you know, Heavenly was trying to have a little attitude with Quad a little bit. She's like, well, I don't know. You know, you just got to know Quad. Yeah, you do know Quad, so I don't know why you're even doing this like this. You don't want the friendship anymore? And I'm not saying you got to kiss her ass, but you definitely are pushing toward her giving you her ass to kiss. You already know her. You know her. I mean, come on. How many seasons? You know her, just like we know her. You know her better, because you see her all year round. We see her a couple of months. You are pushing yourself into a position where she's basically going to be in a position to give you her ass to kiss, the way you're going. Then you move right on past that and spills this tea about the streets is saying that she was messing around with a married man. And then you even threw the name out there of who the person is that's actually saying it. Like, now you're talking to Anila about this. Obviously, you've talked to other people about this. I got a question, Dr. Heavenly. Have you talked to Quad about it? See, because that's where y'all going to bang heads. When it come out that you can talk to everybody else but her. Or talk to everybody else and her. After talking to her. Y'all are going to implode. I hate it, but I can see it coming. I can see it coming. And Heavenly, it ain't looking good, because you looking messy as hell in this right now. Messy as hell. I'm like, what you doing? What are you doing? Do you not want the friendships? I mean, seriously. Anyway, all I have to say about Anila right now, Anila's having a hard time, baby, and she is missing Ms. Gomez, honey. Day to day chores of child rearing is just not her strong point. She's like fussing, and I'm like, what are you fussed about again? Oh, you had to get them dressed. Moving on. Anyway, go over to Scott and Contessa's office. Strangely enough, I didn't think it would go this well, but they were doing really well, it seems. Everything's comfortable. They staying out of each other's way pretty much. And really it's working out. I think they're shocked that it's working out so well over there at the office. Contessa was, just talking about a little bit of what she does, and she had one client in there. I said, oh, girl, thank you, Contessa. We appreciate it. And maybe old nasty piece of ex-NFL player, baby. Black, beautiful skin, honey, and body. I said, okay. Somebody give him a ball so he could run, so we could watch. Child. Fine. But she was working with him and talking about some things in sports medicine and the after the game effects and all that. So that was very, very interesting. Other than she could have kept talking to him for another 20 minutes, because we was like, and what else happened, honey? And then what happened? Okay. Child, no good. Well, I don't give a goddamn about no football. But it's like, just keep talking, player. Keep talking. He was fine. Anyway, and look, she thought so too. Anyhow, but everything's going good over at Contessa and Scott's office. Then we go over to Damon and Heavenly. Heavenly decides to tell Damon what's actually going on. This is right before they get ready to go to the Halloween party. There's a Halloween party, which is a skating party that Cecil and Simone give. I said, oh, this is going to be fun. You know I love Cecil and Simone, child, and they just clowns. I would love to go to a party that they give. Child, I know that is a wang dang doodle, honey, because them two is a hoot to me. I just think they'd be so much fun. But anyway, Damon is sitting there, and Heavenly's telling him, you know, he don't give a good goddamn about none of that bullshit. But she's telling him, and she had her to pull off a couple of tears. He like, oh, come on, buddy, you know, and he's talking to her. But then he handled her. He handled her. He handled Buddy. Because he basically told her she's full of shit and all this shit was her fault. And that she wrong as hell. She's wrong as two left shoes. But he did it without hurting her feelings. And in the end of it, then she give him the costume that he's going to be wearing. And she's like, it's a leotard, buddy. And he's like, she said, you going to wear it? He's like, no. I don't know why you would buy something that you know I'm not going to wear. So then she go in the bathroom to get dressed. And that's why I said, see, he let her down real easy because she went in there in that bathroom and until she had no clothes on. So he probably bust her down real fast before they went to the thing. So good job, Damon, with letting her down and letting her know that she's full of shit, honey, and that all this mess is her fault. I laughed at them with that. I said, Lord have mercy. Anyway, let's go on over here to this party. Simone, girl, that costume, what costume? What costume? That wasn't nothing but one of your old wigs, and you know it. And that's one of your current outfits. You stop playing these games. You play. Don't play in our face, Simone. That's one of your current outfits and one of your old wigs. And she come in and told she's Cruella DeVille. Now, the way you was acting, I was here for that. I was here for that. Yeah, I was here for that. Yeah. But the look now. And all the looks were bad, actually. All the costumes were bad. Every last one of y'all was giving Party City. Y'all just threw that shit together. Y'all ain't go all out like y'all, because you know, y'all remember like when Quad did her birthday party and did the whole, she did the whole Carnival theme and all of that. And like, you know, Toya's parties be fabulous. Hell, Contessa's party for her kids was off the chain. This was just like arts and craft down to the Michaels, honey, and a couple trips over to the Joanne Fabrics, honey. I said, no, ma'am. Horrible. Toya and Eugene, I don't know. Y'all should have just went ahead and went as Grimace and the Fry Guy, because that Jay-Z and Beyonce is a complete no. No. And you should have heard, you won't break my soul, all in the back of your ears when you was going up in there, because y'all was looking crazy in love, honey. It was horrible. Horrible. And then when I seen the hair, that hair that Eugene had on, I'm like, that ain't Jay-Z's hair. That's like Old Dirty Bastard's hair. Like, it was just bad. It was bad. And I don't know, I thought Toya was doing Love and Basketball. Us a child bye. It was terrible. And then Anila. Oh, Scott. Talking ass Scott. Scott come in there without Contessa. They said, well, where's Contessa? Oh, because everybody don't understand. Oh, she's out of town for work in school or something. She's out of town. Contessa was right at home, child. Still locked up in that room, honey. So she's studying for her test. Scott that came in, he just talking. And he's like, oh, yeah, Contessa at home studying for her test. He like, oops, she's supposed to be out of town. Shut up, Scott. Just shut up. I told it all. Anyway, she wasn't ready to see Heavenly, and really not none of the rest of them either. But then Anila and Karen shows up. And this was tacky. They showed up as movers. And of course, they had thought their stuff out. They did. They went and had their little outfits matched up and had them engraved and not engraved. They had them embroidered and all this stuff. And they were these movers. They had rented a U-Haul truck. It was complete and total shade. Complete and total shade. And I mean, yeah, funny. It's funny. And then they going to burn, and then have everybody come out. Tell them, we're looking for Toya and Eugene. Call them all by their name and everything. Had them come out and then made this whole just literally made a spectacle of them. Made them the butt of the whole joke. And strangely enough, Toya didn't seem to get as bothered as Eugene. Eugene was not happy. Which says, yes, the whole them having to move thing is attached to some stuff. It was really some mess. Some embarrassing ass financial mess. And it is a soft spot for him. And he's just angry. But then we talked about it. He got some other stuff going on. Eugene just ain't for the bullshit. He in a bad spot. And he ain't for no jokes. He ain't for nobody poking no fun at his situation. And I mean, I see where that would have, I wouldn't have thought it was funny. It was totally taking a dig. Totally taking a dig. But Eugene got mad, popped off. Karen was shocked that they didn't understand or they didn't think it was funny. Why do you think it? No, I didn't get that, Karen. I said Karen doesn't buy into. See, this is the problem. Both of them talks to their wives, and they're too involved in their wives' bullshit, and they know too much of it, and they're too invested. This is how in all the shows, the husbands don't have issues because they don't get invested in the women's shit. They hear it and don't hear it. When you hear it and then you got little pieces and you want to add your flavor to it, you end up where Karen is. You end up where Eugene is. And now y'all battling like two bitches in the midst of this woman shit. And that's how it's going to be viewed, and that's how everybody's going to look at you, and they're going to drag. They're going to drag because you stepped outside of the realm of how this works. Y'all don't get in their shit. Y'all let them handle their shit. You don't sprinkle your sauce on it. Karen, you sprinkled your sauce on it. Eugene is returning it. He's returning the energy. But they were going to leave. They ended up talking them into staying. That damn Quad gonna slide one in and gonna say, child, they Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? That what they on the run tour. I said, oh. But Toya wasn't even ready to go. But honey, her husband was mad, and she actually acted like a good wife, honey. And she didn't give him no pushback. She was like, okay, Eugene. She was, because he was really, really bad for real, like mad for real. I said, oh, you want to argue? I said, okay. Honey, they talked them into staying, but they just stayed away from the rest of the group. They didn't even take pictures. Like, when they were taking pictures and stuff, they didn't take pictures and stuff. I was like, I might as well have went on home. But anyway, Heavenly talks to Quad, and she apologizes to Quad about what's happened. Now, keep in mind, Quad don't know nothing about that conversation that she didn't have at that table with Anila, so... Anyway, and this, I told you I was going to be a mess, didn't I? Quad did a confessional, and she accepted the apology and all of that, but she did a confessional, and it was a personal confessional. But she said, yes, I'm talking to you, Heavenly. I said, oh, my. I said, oh, my. Really, Miss Quad, honey? She said, I'm talking to you, Heavenly. I said, famous last words, honey. She said, the next time that you do anything like this and talk badly where it involves me, I'm going to forego our friendship. And I think she meant that from the bottom of her short little soul, honey. I said, oh shit. I said, damn. Well, just hold on, just because y'all got one more mountain to jump over before you do all that. Ciao. Anyway, and then on the way out the door, what Heavenly do? Threw some shade at Jackie. Because that was one of the things the contestant told. She said, I don't know how you deal with Heavenly. And how she throw all this stuff. It's always something about your husband and infidelity. I don't know how you do it, Jackie. Jackie said, because I don't give a damn. I don't care what Heavenly's talking about. Me and Curtis is me and Curtis. Heavenly ain't turning off no light switches in my house. I don't give a shit. And she sure did shade Jackie. She gonna say, Jackie said, where's my husband? And she said, girl, he left on out of here with another woman. I said, damn, Heavenly. She do that all the time. Because I've thought that, like, girl, you'd be like, oh. But Jackie D, she made perfect sense, baby. She ain't turn off no light switches in there, anything like her. Anyway, so after that, there was a night a couple days later where the guys all get together because the guys were like, we got to squash this because we can't have this whole Karen and Eugene thing going on. This ain't what we do and this ain't how we do it. So the guys got together. Child, who the hell set it up? That damn Cecil. Let's set him up to go to a damn axe throwing place. I said, so what? What you filming, Cecil? A Friday the 13th movie? Child, they at the axe throwing place, child. And Karen shows up and they talk, and Karen's being Karen. Karen's sense of humor is dark and dry. His delivery's very sarcastic. I like him. His delivery is very sarcastic and to the point. And Eugene can be all those things because Eugene is a male version of Toya. So he basically told him, I really didn't like what was being said. It did make me feel a kind of way. I didn't find it funny. He says, you know what? Being as though you and Toya didn't like what was said and it bothered you, I'll apologize for that. But I still thought it was funny. And then he's like, laugh. And that's when Eugene was like, oh, so you're basically going to double. He said, see how you keep still throwing shots? And I'm like, yeah, Karen, it's like you're clowning him in his face. Like, I'll apologize because you a punk, child. I'll apologize if it make you feel better, punk. But just know that I still think it's funny and the hell with you. That's basically what you were saying. And, honey, Eugene wasn't having it, honey. Eugene said, you're doubling down in your bullshit, And he's like, I ain't doubling down in the damn thing. I was like, oh, whoa, hold on. Said, see, Karen, now you doing too much. You doing too much. And he said, so I just won't crack jokes no more. He was really making light of it, and he was really playing in Eugene's face. Like, Eugene, you giving me a whole bitch here. And so I'm going to treat you like one. And I was like, oh, but Eugene wasn't having it. I said, come through, Grimace. Honey, Eugene said, He said, so I just won't make jokes no more. I'll just be the driest motherfucker around here. He said, call me a motherfucker one more time. I said, oh, come on, Big Gene. I said, child, Grimace does. I said, Karen, you better stop it before you be picking up McDonald's and cookies off the floor, honey. You better stop it. So, we got an old nasty piece of to be continued, baby. The last thing I heard was the Caucasian man said, don't throw any axes at any people. I said, oh, damn. Good job, Cecil. Friday the 13th outing. Get on out of here. Listen, I have more than enough faith in my guys in this show. Y'all know I love this damn show. They gonna fix it. They gonna fix it. But yeah, they got to go head up. They got to go head up because Karen, you was trying to punk Eugene, and Eugene said, you will not run up at me, honey. I'll run up at you, honey. You're not going to run up at me, honey. I said, well, all right, Big Gene. Anyway, we'll see how it all turned out next Sunday, and I'll see y'all then. Later.